This is what I think happens in James Cameron's Titanic. It starts off with a shot of the sea, and it says, "From the man who will bring you Avatar, James Cameron." Titanic. Cuts to some people just digging up a boat from the sea, and there's an old woman on it who's an archaeologist. She's like, "Oh, this might be the Titanic that I was on." Flashbacks. It cuts to her about to board the Titanic, and she's with her wealthy boyfriend, who's a cock. And just before they get on, he's like, "Rose, I've got something for you." And she's like, "Is it going to be an engagement ring?" And he's like, "It's a blood diamond."
A what diamond?
A blood diamond.
Sorry, just wanted to be sure of that.
Because he's involved in crime. And he puts the diamond in her coat, and he's like, I'm putting this coat on you. You wear that coat." And then at the same time, Jack's getting on the boat, and he's like poor and Irish. He's got on the Titanic because he's drawing caricatures for all the rich people. He's got an Italian friend who likes gambling, and he carries his easel. Later on during the day, he's drawing caricatures like on the what's the front bit of the boat called?
The bow?
The bow, yeah. He's drawing caricatures there. She turns up, and her boyfriend gets one done. He just draws him like a wanker. And then and then while they're doing that, he's like exchanging sly grins with her, and they're giggling and stuff. He's like, "Alright, I'll see you later," and he spits, and then she spits as well. And they're like, "Oh, spitting's quite fun, isn't it?" And he's like, yeah, come hang out with me with some Irish people downstairs, it's going to be awesome. Later on in the evening, she's talking to her boyfriend, and he's just being a dick, he's just being like sexist and racist, and then he hits her, and she's like, "Oh, this is rubbish." So she leaves on the bow, and she's about to throw the blood diamond to the sea, and Jack turns up from having a break with the Irish, and he's like, "Well, come hang out with us." And they have a conversation, and they talk about things they've never done. And he's never drawn a naked woman before, and she's never been on a train, so he's like, "We could well sort this situation out downstairs, there's a train." So they get on the train, and then there's that bit where they're like, "To the stars." Then they have sex on the train. While that's happening, her boyfriend meets the captain of the ship, who's also racist, sexist and stuff, so they start drinking whiskey together and hanging out. And because they get drunk, they don't notice that there's an iceberg on the way. So the iceberg hits just as Jack ejaculates. She starts having a nap, and he like draws her naked. The boyfriend then and the captain have kind of noticed something's up, so they're like, "Oh, the ship's sinking. We're all going to die on here unless we're a woman or a child." So the captain attempts to disguise himself as a child, and the boyfriend disguises himself as a woman, and they smuggle on like the first lifeboat. And then Rose and Jack have realised something's up, so they're trying to escape while everyone else is doing different things. There's like loads of panic going on. There's like a band, some of them are jumping in the sea, some of them are carrying on playing their instruments. All the children are like running around screaming. Rose is like, "Jack, you look like a little girl. Why don't we just disguise you as a girl and put you on the boats?" He's like, "No, I won't let my Irish honour be like shamed." We'll make a raft, but they only have enough time to get one door off. So then they're both on it for a bit, but he's like, "There's really only enough room for one person on this door." So then he gets in the sea. She says, "Never let go," which I assume is metaphorical, yeah?
Yeah.
He sticks his thumb up and just slowly falls into the sea. And that's the end of Jack. And then the Welsh arrive and save Rose, because Rose was hanging out with the Irish earlier on in the film. The Irish contacted the Welsh and were like, "The boat's sinking, come help us." And then it flashes to real time again where she's all old, and they're like, "Oh man, while we were cleaning out the Titanic, we found stuff, including a coat with your initials on it. In there is the diamond, so she's going to be loaded now." Her life had been really poor and stuff, because she didn't go back out with her dickhead boyfriend. And she picks up the diamond, and it's about the size of a fist, and it glints, and she sees Jack's eyes in it, and then she sheds a tear and looks up at the stars, because she says "to the stars" earlier. Looks up at the stars and she goes, "Jack, I never let go." And then Celine Dion plays.
I feel like I'm under attack by the balloons, and they're holding me prisoner.